In the Mushroom Kingdom, bricks are the material of choice in construction. You'd have to be a total masochist to try to live your life without ever touching any there. But Super Mario Bros. Wonder doesn't take place in the Mushroom Kingdom. I wonder then, how such a challenge might go here. Is it possible to beat Super Mario Bros. Wonder without touching a single brick block? The rules of our challenge are quite simple. We're aiming to beat the game without touching brick blocks specifically. That means blocks that are made of bricks. Other types of blocks, like question mark blocks, note blocks, invisible blocks, and whatever. These things are all fine to touch. So let's get into it. Welcome to the Flower Kingdom starts off pretty tricky with this obstacle. But it looks a lot harder than it actually is. A crouch jump can get you through it just fine. Later on, we can become an elephant, which goes alright here, since there really aren't any bricks to be worried about through the rest of the level, but it's honestly probably not going to be our go-to power-up going forward, since in this challenge, expanding our hitbox isn't particularly beneficial. But yeah, we carry on through World 1 and find that there's no real challenges here after the bricks in the first level. Sure, bricks exist in the other levels, but they're almost always up out of the way, and therefore very easy to dodge. Our first foray into the Petal Isles starts with a bit more friction. We literally can't get the Dolphin Kick badge since the level that unlocks it is so intent on demonstrating the Dolphin Kick's ability to break bricks. We obviously can't use it for such purposes, so I guess we'll be going on without it. We're definitely missing out a bit in the next couple levels by not having the Dolphin Kick and not being able to touch bricks, but they're certainly possible nonetheless. That brings us to World 2. Where we start by breezing through the snow block-filled level of Pokebeat Pass, and the brickless wall climb jump 2, before facing Condarts Away. This level was terrible back in our No Coins challenge, and let me tell you, today it's arguably worse. Now you may think that these bricks at the beginning look a lot scarier than they actually are, since the Condarts can just destroy them for us, right? Well, there's just one problem with that theory. These Condarts are basically only activated once you step onto the blocks in question. So yeah, that's less than ideal. But luckily for us, this game gives us incredible mobility options thanks to its badge system. Specifically in this case, we can spin jump into a parachute cap in order to clear the bricks. Things go a lot more smoothly until we reach this brick bridge. Clearing it in one jump doesn't seem to be an option here, but luckily you don't have to thanks to this Koopa, and with that, Condarts Away is cleared. And bricks aren't really relevant again until cruising with linking lifts, which I still feel like I must be playing wrong. Anyway, this jump here doesn't have any land for you to land on, aside from brick blocks. That's a problem. Unless you play the level properly. That means actually activating the linking lifts so that they sneak under the bricks while you wait for them on an unactivated linking lift. Then, once you've waited long enough, go ahead and glide over onto the newly present ground. And that's the last time bricks are an issue in World 2. That means it's time to visit the Petal Isles again and even get another chance to obtain the Dolphin Kick badge. Or not. I guess I'm just never going to learn how to swim properly, am I? But no matter, the rest of the Petal Isles are pretty easy. World 3 is also nothing to write home about, in spite of the couple of instances of bricks that require at least some amount of effort to avoid. The solution to get past the bricks in this crouching high jump challenge is, ironically enough, to not use the crouching high jump, and to be small. Sun-baked skirmish is mostly fine, but these snakes can be a bit annoying since they dwell on bricks. It's nothing throwing some pots around can't fix, though. Secrets of Shovel Mansion is no problem, but we can't do anything with these bricks at the end of the level, unfortunately. I got past some more easy levels before trying out Break Time Treasure Vault, which, definitely isn't possible. But no matter, we can obtain our Wonder Seeds from elsewhere, and wrapping up World 4 is no problem. We enjoy a brick-free existence on our way to World 5, where we're faced with no meaningful bricks. Until ruins. Here we have to hit a question mark block positioned pretty annoyingly between some brick blocks. Luckily, this local conch is willing to do the job for us, and then the goo helps us steer clear of the bricks once we actually grab the Wonder Flower. Then we can similarly rely on a conch to get us past these bricks, hitching a ride on them. And that's the last real obstacle in World 5. Now for World 6. Oh, but first, Muncher Fields actually has a fair bit of bricks in it, but in general, the parachute cap is more than sufficient to allow us to glide over our worries here. One of the first levels I try in World 6 is Search Party Item Park, which, clearly isn't happening. Where the Rumbas rule has a lot of bricks, but there's also no shortage of enemies and precariously balanced pillars willing to break them for you, so by the time we get to them, they're really not much of an issue. Next up, this airship level is extremely easy, and it unlocks quite a few other levels for us to try, like Hot Hot Hot, where the floating high jump badge can be used to clear these pillars of bricks quite safely. Our next difficulty is this KO Arena. This is because of the last section, where many spikes have positioned themselves on bricks. This one in particular is a nightmare to reach. The solution is to simply have a bubble flower when you reach this final leg. If you have one of those, it's really not too bad since it can shoot through the brick blocks. And that is the last major difficulty we face in World 6. Now it's on to the Bowser Castle. Here the first two levels go by without issue, and then we get to evade the Seeker Bold Bills, where the only way to progress past this pipe is to hit a brick block. Well, that's an anticlimactic way to end the challenge. Though, I do have one idea which may just work. There we go. Thank you, Homing Bullet Bill. Of course, now we have to cross this mess of bricks. We start by luring this homing bullet onto the question mark block, then from there it serves as a very nice makeshift platform to help us get to the warp pipe. But things don't get much easier from there. Towards the end of the level, we're faced with bigger homing bullet bills, which we have to rely upon to break large brick structures for us to be able to gain passage. Then, finally, to cross this brick bridge, you've just quite frankly gotta be bold. And that is the last major brick-based obstacle in the game. The next two levels are quite brick deficient, and the final boss fight has no bricks in it whatsoever. Meaning that it is possible to beat Super Mario Bros. Wonder without touching a single brick block. I hope you enjoyed this video. For me, it served as a nice, more relaxing reprieve after going through the much more difficult No Coins challenge, which, if you haven't seen, you really should. It was quite good. You'll probably also want to subscribe so you can be notified of my future challenges. Or heck, just check out the channel in general. There's loads of other challenges here for you to enjoy. Oh, and if you really like what I'm doing here and want to support my work, consider joining my Patreon like these fine folks on screen. I'd especially like to thank my $15 tier patron, Ashford Says. Or, if you like tabletop gaming, consider checking out the card game I designed, Time Travel Entertainment Incorporated. But anyways guys, until next time, I've been CMeeCraft, and I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye.